And this is my custom Jayne Cobb footlocker, I guess. The box was a box I got from Michael's. It was on clearance. It's a cheap put-together wood with even cheaper leather and brass strappings with a pseudo-leather covering. The leather has been aged and painted with a sort of brown and then aged with an ugly little green here that gives it that sort of steampunky look, depending on how the light hits it, which is pretty cool. It's about 15 inches wide, 15 and a half, and it's more like 15 and a half wide by about 6 tall and maybe 12 deep. It's got a single brass clasp here. We flick this open. We have some of Jayne's goodies. We start off with his Lamont pistol replica, which is a resin cast from the stunt pistol used in Firefly. And this is recently painted. I did a work-in-progress video on that. You can check that out. Here we have the cunning cap, which was custom knit for me. I gave some Native Americans, some local business that they do a lot of custom knitting and stuff in my garage and my mall locally in Newburgh, and I commissioned them to do it. I was happy to give them the business. They're good peoples. If you happen to be in the Newburgh area and you go into the Newburgh Mall in the middle, there's a little shop there set up by a nice Native American couple, and I recommend giving them the business because they're really good people. It's got little tassels on the bottom, and I have to wash and age this, of course, but I'll do that closer to Comic-Con. Inside the box further, we have some more goodies. This little empty cork top bottle here. It's got some Chinese writing on the bottom, or Korean possibly, I'm not 100% sure, because I don't speak either language and I don't write in either language. But this came with what many people might have seen online. It was a wooden vampire hunter kit. It came with a big wooden mallet and like 4 wooden spikes. And this was a bottle of holy water, and I just scratched off the cheap painted cross that was on it. And now you have a perfectly decent little glass flask for any what have you. It just has a nice little bit of character to it. I had it sitting around left over after I turned the mallet into a Mjolnir replica, so I thought, good thing to throw in the box. Moving forward, we've got the Engineered by Firefly sticker. I thought it'd be cool to throw that in there. Maybe something like if Jayne was no longer on Firefly, he'd take a couple things with him, some keepsakes or whatever. Here I have Jayne Cobb's custom Verse Alliance ID, which I'm not 100% responsible for. I put my picture in, I put the text info in here. However, the actual ID was made by someone on DeviantArt who put it up for everybody to use as part of the RPG people who use it. And I have a DeviantArt deviation up where you can get all that information and everything. Here we have a stack of Zimonies. This is just a stack of 10,000 Alliance credits, but these are ones made from fireflyprops.net. These all have backs put on them. They've been printed on 24-pound resume paper. These have not been aged. I haven't aged these. They're just sort of in there. So I have a bunch of those different various bills in here stacked up. Recommend you check out fireflyprops.net and get all the artwork for that. You can print them up at your local Office Depot or Staples or whatever. A pack of cigarettes, Blue Sun cigarettes, of course. It's got all the goodies, including a Surgeon General warning on there. This is printed on 110-pound glossy cardstock and assembled with double-sided tape. You can pick that up also at Office Depot if you so chose. And inside I put all my extra IDs, just generic ones. These are the actual ones that I found on DeviantArt. I just printed up a bunch for my friends. Thought about giving them out at Comic-Con or whatever. If people want to play poker with us, we're going to have a poker game with all Alliance money, and I thought it'd be funny if somebody beat us and give them away IDs or something cool. Just sort of have some verse fun. This is a pouch that will go on my Jayne belt. I was keeping the cigarettes in the pouch, but I'm looking into other things to do for it. These are kind of fun. These are some of the vellum bills from the Firefly series. This artwork was much harder to find. I think these were actually made by Whitefall on the RPF. If you know anything about the Firefly prop universe, you definitely know Whitefall. These are much harder to find now. It's printed on standard vellum paper, and I aged and crumpled them up, make them nice and used. You can see these in some of the earlier episodes of Firefly when they're playing cards and stuff in the bars and whatnot. The 47 bill, the infamous can't find it 47 bill. And then the 10 note, which is upside down, I think. Yeah. And these have a bit of translucence. If we go here to Monday Night Raw, you can see a little bit of translucence there. So that's fun. And then, of course, I've got the big old 1200 with a backer that somebody made. I like the backer a lot. So also available on fireflyprops.net, so go check those out. And those are all good fun for everybody. Let me put these back in here. And then last but not least, I have another little fun item that I picked up from Michael's. And here we have a book. Obviously, Jayne doesn't read well, so it would be clever for him to keep all his stuff in a hollowed-out book. But any idiot would figure out that he doesn't read, so they check the book immediately. So I thought that was very Jayne. Inside here, I have a bunch of the brown note voucher bills, which, of course, were made available by QMX. They didn't actually make it into the series. But I thought it might be something that he would keep, like if he wanted off Mal in a card game, because Mal probably would have some left over from the war, or maybe Zoe, and he would kind of hold on to those for sentimental value, because he does have some sentiment to him. He's not a complete prick. So also in is the legal-sized documents for the Firefly class ship, which I have put in here as well. And these were fun to print up, available from I guess actually fireflyprops.net. They've been scattered around. I think these were originally made up for the RPF. You have the main page, which has Malcolm on the top. The second page has the layout of the ship, manufacturer, and all that whatnot. The third page has the Joss Whedon signature down there, as he was the officer who signed off on it, supposedly, which I thought was kind of cool. And then this last page I made up and took the template from one and dropped this info in. This was the crew manifest and whatnot, with the Blue Sun logo and everything. I redid the logo and sharpened it up a little bit, and you can put your crew on there. I believe this was actually made up for people who played the RPG, but pretty cool. So that's my Firefly box, and that's what I keep most of my crap in until that's how I'm going to display most of this stuff until I get to Comic-Con. Then I put it all together again in a costume, and I'll probably be walking around toting the thing. So if you're in the New York area during Comic-Con, look for Jayne.